Happy Sunday, everyone. So let's get straight into it. Now, as we know, there's been a lot of things going on. One second, guys. There's been a lot of things going on with the market, and mainly the reason why is we saw what was happening throughout the weekend. It was a lot of conflict with Iran. Drones and missiles were launched. There's a complete chaos between the Middle East. And, we saw places like Qatar, Dubai, Doha, Saudi Arabia, pretty much anywhere in the Middle East where US embassies or military bases were located, they were targeted. And so, right off the bat, we're noticing, just like I've seen it on social media, every month since the beginning of the year, Trump has had his agenda to seek and destroy whatever leader was in the way of certain corruptions masked as power and manifest destiny masked by political agendas that are beyond you and I. So me, I don't really like to partake in acting like I know everything that's going on and the real intentions, but we do know when there's a lot of uncertainty and wars and things like that. Of course, gold is the main topic. And honestly, like everything is already priced in since last year. I remember I was watching multiple YouTube videos where they were already saying, like, hey, gold is definitely priced in to reach 6,000 in 2026. And we also saw like Treasury and experts and, different deep liquidity sources talking about by April, by Easter, we could see gold touching 6,000. So anything that's going on currently is adding fuel to the fire to the narrative that's already priced in. So I'm not too much trying to see that this is what's really pushing gold. We already knew something like that was ensuing because of the way price action has been since last year. Now, I'm gonna admit this. The more I keep studying, um, the things that have happened on the charts, I realize like, sometimes I was off my game, but I'm more grateful to just kind of see how I can better execute from here because everything that we experience, good or bad on the charts early this year, is data enough for the road ahead. Meaning we can carry these lessons along to become better, to see things better, and to execute better. For example, we saw that a lot of the retracement areas that gold has given, if it's a rejection point, if it's a long ass wick, the next time they come back to retest it, that is the entry point. I feel like in hindsight, this sounds good, but many times, like these candles looked straight up like they were gonna sell to hell, but what happened? They didn't. And many a times when I'm looking left, for example, even if there's a sell off on Thursday, you notice that they will retest um, previous day's lows, but you'll notice Asia lows have been basically the last area of demand where price will respect and it will reverse right back. For example, last Thursday we were doing the live trade, the live session call, and we saw the sell coming. We anticipated 51.30, but what happened when price made it straight at 51.30? It respected, remember we were trading on Thursday. It respected the previous day's low, Asia. Respected Tuesday's low, the low of the week, Asia. So that tells me anytime we do see like price selling off, we got to make sure once it does reach these areas to the left side where there's either wicks that we can identify or Asian session lows, not only are we potentially anticipating sales, maybe we were in the sales, but once it makes it into these areas, we have to have either some buy limits or being prepared to take those buys because we're going to miss them beautiful entries every time. And it's going to make or break the trading week. And so some of these things, man, I'm just looking at them and I'm like, fuck, I saw it, it was right in front of me, but it wasn't always super clear. I had to, watch a lot of our peers really make bank this month. And I mean, this month was, I'm still kind of like, I'm not really batting like I'm usually batting. So, that's just my personal experience. But every time I do see you guys in the chat, making good gains, making good progress, getting some good withdrawals, I'm like, yes, yes, avenge the group. So, shout out to you guys. It's been a joy to see Lisa, Jaquel, Roshni will reach out to me, be like, "Hey, bro, I missed this setup, but hey, I'm better prepared for the next snipe, man." Catches the setup, like, bro, this was a great week, great feedback. Lunar hits me up, "Hey, man, this is what I caught. I'm proud of myself for exiting this, that, and the third." Good feedback. I'm happy. I checked in the chat just a few hours ago. Gloria is talking about how she held positions and catching thousands of pips, even if it's on demo. And I see the conversation with Jaquel, just letting her know, hey, just put in a little something and run the same play. I love that, guys. I really love the communication, the conversation. I see Lorwins just finished a two-step without losses. That's beautiful, guys. That's wonderful stuff. Who else is here? I think I saw Alice leading the pack. All this definitely brings joy to my heart. All right, now let's take a look at the potentials for this week for gold, US 30, NASDAQ, and that'll be all we're really going to talk about. Now, I do want to let y'all know too, like, especially Lisa. Lisa spotted it. It happened to me as well, but I held. Be careful of the recent highs that price will make it to, because it's for sure going to reach, pull back into morning session lows from time to time, and then you can catch the retracement. Don't be surprised if all the way up until like 130, price might kind of fuck around and play and still kind of stay within a little bit of consolidation. And then towards the near end of the session, round two, you will see like continuation. So like, don't be scared if you see a pullback, after like 130, even if you did have plans to hold, because I know many of us will look at Sunday price action and you're like, bro, I was right there. Like, oh, fuck, like, oh my God, like if it wasn't for that one candle, I would have held it. So just expect these shitty behaviors before the continuation rally, but right before the market closes. I've been noticing this a lot. We all know like trading is technical, psychological, and it's very much mental. Sometimes like you had the analysis, you had a pre-sentiment that something would have happened, but just price action alone can make you feel a little iffy, causing you to not uh follow through with the plan, right? That happens to me sometimes. But I'm always just like paying attention to the nuances of things to make sure like, oh yeah, this didn't cause me to get out, or this is all that was when you're looking at it in hindsight. I love keeping it real with myself and seeing what caused me to react a certain way, and I'm studying that so that way I'm a lot stronger or a lot better prepared so things don't really catch me off guard. Does that make sense, guys? Hmm. What was the worst day for y'all last week? Is a question I wanted to ask. Wednesday. Yep, I figured. I skipped Wednesday entirely, but when I was looking at the chart, yeah, the middle of the week, Wednesday was the choppiest. It really looked like it wasn't going nowhere, and it did it. Um, but again, like I'm telling you, when you show up on these charts, 1 hour time frame, we're looking at ugly wicks to your left. The minute price comes down to retest those are our entry area with our stop loss below these wicks. Legit, they are the strongest areas of demand that are so misunderstood at times. And you know before it turns into a wick, it'll be a big ass candle going to the downside. You're like, oh shit, yeah, I'm in that bit. Next thing you know, it jumps so fast and causes the situations that it caused that we all know. Oh, Lisa said, honestly, the whole month was a great month for me. Love that for you, sis. I like that. I like that. Income and payout, let's get it. That's what's up. Yeah. What would you say, at least? What would you say? First green month. Let's go. Be careful this month. We all know what happens sometimes after our green months. Just take it easy. Some days, if we notice that it's playing, don't take more than 2 attempts because we know it's not worth it. Right? Took time to work on my mental. Yeah. Love that. Love that. Yeah, I had to skip these damn Wednesdays. They were messing with me. It was messing with my mental. Um, One thing I wish I should have done is not overtrade in February, no matter what the setup was. But you know, it's like I wanted to survive until the end of February, but there was so many things that exposed areas of my own weakness, and I was like, damn, shit. If it was a month that revealed a lot of things I need to restructure, yeah, it would be this month. It would be this month. Like some of them wicks really got me real good. I'm like, all right, I jump back in and lose his volume again. I'm like, oh my gosh. Like a lot of these joints right here had me, yo, man, when I tell you, fucked me up. But it is what it is. Appreciate you, appreciate you, appreciate you. All right, so yeah, here's the outlook on gold. We definitely heading for 5,500. Like it's set in stone. But every area that has not been mitigated, aka like if they haven't visited that area since the last time it sold, make sure when you get into your destination, you exiting positions, exiting closing partials just in case you get a pullback right back into the low of the week or something. Because when you're paying attention to gold, every higher high is respected and the higher lows are brutal to hold. So grab what you need, secure, secure, secure. Sunday, we had a retracement in London. The retracement retested that candle that basically started the price action for the week. These can happen. These are to be expected, but if they do, get into your buys. Those are going to be your best buy opportunities. Is going to make a new high or just going to push back into the previous highs. You'll notice many time on the 1 hour time frame, price will come back. For example, on Tuesday, we saw price sell, sold towards Friday slash Sunday's market open. And as soon as it did that, shifted back up. Positions you could hold until, the afternoon or recent highs, and then you exit. Let's not forget as well, Asian session comes back to retest New York price action. Hey, that's your entry for buys. These are the best bet that we're going to find because keep in mind, gold is still bullish. Honestly, sometimes like the sells threw me off. But looking at it, you're shoot. If I ever see a setup like this selling off again, like I'm definitely going to hold for a month. I'm perfectly capable of wanting to hold certain, position like this for a month if I'm catching it from here. I remember when we had the sell-off right here. The sell-off happened so fast. It was the next day in Asia, price gave an opportunity for a higher low entry. And then they bought, made it to recent highs, pulled back into the range. So yeah, I'm definitely paying attention to uh, areas such as Asian lows for potential entries if there's any sort of retracement throughout of the week. And we have to keep our ammos until the Friday of the week. Many times back in the day, people would avoid Fridays entirely, but now Fridays are the continuation in the volume that we were waiting for. I remember when Jaquel was like, "Man, I guess the moves are coming Friday," and she was right. She was right. So these type of thoughts keep us grounded to remember that. You know what? If Wednesday not it, fuck it. Leave it alone. Don't do too many attempts. There is a Friday coming. hmm That's you clocking it. All right. I don't know where y'all girls came up with that, but y'all definitely having y'all ways with this. So yeah, we got continuations. We got a big gap, and the first target is 54.40. Once we get here, might be a retracement. Just be careful. Won't be surprised if it happens. 5,400. All right, so the way price action is looking right now, we could see a retracement back at 5,300. In London, who knows? This is definitely not attempt territory, it's waiting territory for a better bounce for it to go back up. Okay. Ultimately, I do want to see price get to 5,600 and above, but shoot, I wouldn't even be expecting this to happen so fast unless we get like a pullback. So it could take all week for us to see price reach 5,600, but we probably will see this at the end of the week. So we got time. We ain't got to be so excited about a specific target so much that we miss out on the decisions that'll keep us in the game. So I'm looking at 54, 40, target number one for the week. Looking at 56.60 at end of the week. Depends on how they do it, but yeah, we definitely keeping our eyes peeled. All the retracements, Asia. Next day, if price sells, make sure you look left and see if they're stopping at an Asia low for us to take the counter buys. Okay. So that's my outlook for gold. Make sure I keep my long position all set. There were a few times throughout the month where I was trying to like picture how they would end up buying all the way back here. And sometimes I would be kind of confused. I'm like, damn, I guess we're gonna come back to retest 4,700 one more time, huh? Nope. And so you'll notice every time that they did it, they just preferred to just come back to retest the previous day's lows instead, and they would find the strength to buy. And that's how they pretty much um, rallied. I remember this probably was the most level, important price level out of the whole entire rally because when it made it here Thursday, Thursday night, which by the way is usually a good opportunity for entries before the Friday. They sometimes pull back into it like they did Friday the 20th, but Thursday night price action usually holds price together um for the next move, which means like for those of you guys who will tell me about how like man I wish I held, start really making a plan Thursday night just to start seeing how price plays out. Uh, and then by London, you'll notice they start to, prepare themselves for the big rally. I'm noticing a lot of pre-market pushing happening, and then they pull back in New York, then they continue. This happened on the 20th. This happened last Friday. I woke up, saw this potential, and I'm like, I don't want to get in and feel like I'm too early. Then they're like, oh, okay, you don't want money back. Took off. So this once again reminded me to make sure like if I see price is still around the levels where Asian session low was, just got to put my stop loss below Asian session low and let price decide what to do next and just keep it that simple. You held over the weekend? No way. Same with silver. Really? Oh shoot. Okay, let me check silver.
First of all, our broker owes me a huge apology
What
because
happened?
I was supposed to be way up, but it took them 5 whole minutes for it to open. And I keep going back and forth to the broker chart. Then I'm looking at trading view chart.
Even
By the time it opened, it already had pulled back silver. So I
damn.
just closed with whatever I saw because you never know how low I want to go to retest
Right.
before it keeps going up. Because let me tell you, I was stalking
Mm.
Twitter all weekend, no cap, all weekend stalking, Google stalking, stalking everywhere. And I'm like, yeah, I feel like I'm good. Like, I ain't tripping, I ain't tripping. So when it opened and I seen other people talking about gold, I'm like, okay, so I know silver shot up. And the website I was stalking, I'm gonna text it to you, said that it was up. So I'm like, all right, so why is the broker not opening it up so I can close my position? I'm like, man, y'all owe me some money.
Right. Yeah, sometimes these servers take a little while for real before.
But any other weekend, it opens up at a good time. But for
Yeah,
some
like
reason,
on time.
yeah, but for some reason, now I'm in it. They don't want to open on time. I'm like, okay.
All right. I just got it. Oh, Coin Market Cap. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Definitely a good source. February, Friday. Yeah, you was all over silver, sis. You was killing silver. Silver had no chance, bruh. None.
If they would have let me close as soon as market opened, like I would have been good, like a couple hundred. But I mean, I still closed out with something, but it was not with what I thought it would have been. But I mean, at least it wasn't a loss, like
Yeah,
uh,
yeah. Yeah, it makes me happy to see that you guys are eating. It also makes me content to know when I'm walking into a new week and I'm seeing fresh data that's well understood and where the price levels are being held at for us to put uh stop loss, it makes me very happy because it gives me a lot more confidence to know what to do on the charts, you know? Very important. Okay. Yeah, the way silver's pulling back, perfect, 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 perfect. And we still got a lot of room to grow. Ooh, oh man, beautiful. Who else is here? We got Geo in the building, and we got Gloria in the building. Hey guys. Oh, we got Monique in the building. Hey Monique. All right. So yes, we are most definitely in bullish territory for these markets. Let's move on with US 30. Now, US 30 has definitely given us the blueprint, and it's the fake out reversal that we were talking about. And they did it multiple times this week, but we were ready, we were prepared, we understood what was going on. Monday, yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember Monday, the first thing they did, they bought, couldn't break past Friday. I'm like, oh yeah, that's easy. Sells. And sells sold towards the low. Now, Tuesday, they actually respected this demand. They failed to break below London and then bought. Now, Thursday, same shit. Bought, left the wick. We know what that means. Counter sell back to the low of the day or previous day low. These are always good zones to grab and know where to exit and have your TP. So shout out to you guys. I know a lot of y'all were reaching out to me like, "Yo, man, US 30 wasn't US 30 wasn't catching me slipping this week because of the way we understood the assignment that price was definitely putting on." So that was good. It was good. Let me see something. Okay. Now, as far as this week, honestly, I don't see no buys just yet. I don't. Let me check as Dow. I feel like US 30 could go a little bit lower. I think we could retest this low right here. But how will we know if that's true or not? Tomorrow in New York, if we see a buy and they can't break above Friday's high, we know what we're going to do. Gonna take the counter trade sell, and that's gonna be the trade. Now, when price does reach a 4 hour demand, sometimes they really just make it there. For example, how we just said, oh, if price is failing to break Friday's highs tomorrow, we're gonna take a counter trade sell. But what happens throughout the week when we take the counter trade sell, but it finally makes its way to like a demand zone that's strong enough to buy from. So we gotta always remember, just because we take a nice sell trade doesn't mean that we shouldn't be ready for a potential buy from like a 4 hour demand that's strong enough. So we're gonna let the week play out, but we've seen price do a crazy sell off like that, and then it takes the Thursday and the Friday to retest the zone like this, and then that's when they start to buy. So, for example, Lunar and I had this conversation earlier, and it was like, "Hey, what do I think of US 30?" I'm like, many times I try not to over predict. I'll just wait and see how price fails to break below a 4 hour structure. That last sell before they buy. Like that's what's usually gonna tell me when the buy might start to happen, like the swing buy will start to happen. So they have the whole entire week to just show us the clues, show us the confirmations and confluences, so we don't have to like overextend the way we were trying to like prepare for it. And gotta force our eyes. We'll just wait on confirmation. But this low that we're talking about, 48,000, 47,884, this zone right here, that's like December's low, that's January's low. So I could see price retesting this thing before they start to rally. So I don't know. I mean, if there's war and stuff like that, shoot, that's a good look for markets. But at the end of the day, I don't want to force nothing. Meaning, I remember last year, US 30 pulled back in. We know February sometimes are selling um markets from time to time, but we saw price retrace in April. The first week of April, and then once they were done selling, they took off, came back to retest at end of April, and then that's all it was. So price doesn't just give you one single opportunity to buy. Sometimes we get a retracement into a strong low like this, and then that's what's going to determine the confirmation that price will be buying long term. So I'm not really too much tripping on not being able to see it just yet, because even if I missed it the first time, if we get a retracement back into the daily demand, 4 hour demand, we know what to do, especially if it's coming back the second time into these price levels. And we all know there's power in price. It's power in price retesting an area twice. Okay. So overall, yeah, I think if we buy back, we're gonna make a lower high just to reach this strong demand zone from last month. Not even last month, like December and January. So yeah, these lows are definitely zones we want to look out for. Until then, if price is given a retracement or failing to go above previous day highs, we all know how we're gonna trade those. Makes sense, right?
Yep.
Hmm. So we'll wait for tomorrow. We'll wait on tomorrow's price action to see how price retraces, and then we'll be able to tell if it's a sell that we can take advantage of. All right, so US 30 internal structure is bearish for now. Silver bullish, retracing right now. Gold bullish, could see a retracement in London. We didn't talk about Nas. Nas is definitely doing the same thing US 30 is doing. They might be retracing just to sell back into um, deeper levels of demand. I tell you, Nas is notorious for this, bro. Making it to previous levels and just freaking dumping. So I understand it now, Nas. Oh, another thing that I wanted to emphasize. Last Thursday was very interesting because you know how I mean, shoot, I said that we are making it to a 4 hour structure high. And at the time, we were just looking at the market buying like this. And I said, hey, just because we see it buying in Asia and London and we ain't catch it, doesn't mean nothing because when price makes it to that 4 hour high, we might see it sell. The minute we said that, price just tapped into the zone and started selling. And we thought we had a chance for like some retracement buy, and really that wasn't the main idea. I go back in time to tell you this as a reminder for me that when price is making it though into these 4 hour highs, man, it doesn't much always give us too much time to just be thinking too much. You get what I'm saying? Like, be ready to take action. I was mad I didn't even I'm saying what I was saying, but I wasn't ready to execute yet, and then prices dumped. So I have to, keep that as a reminder for myself and everybody else here. Them 4 hour structure failure swings really be saving the whole month. That'd be probably the biggest wins y'all gonna get. So for those of y'all who like trying to pass your challenge, for those of y'all who sometimes we get caught up in smaller setups that are like choppy, don't forget it's setups like these that are a lot more promising and win rate. Like it's a lot more effective, and it's gonna give you the the profit you're looking for because it's very effective. There's a lot of volume coming from these levels. And it's the same thing vice versa when price makes it into like a 4 hour low. It takes off. It takes off a lot. It goes back to previous day highs and more, like 12-hour trades, 24-hour trades. Like, so you just got to be ready. As soon as it taps it, have a position ready and your stop loss above the previous price level, higher than the previous high. Y'all hear me? Please, please don't let that one go over your head. Please. Some of the biggest wins you'll have is from like 4 hour structures going up to reach the level of resistance and just not having nothing to show for it, not able to break above it. Man, be ready to fucking take that trade, put the stop loss above that, and let that joint sink in. Let that joint sink in. All right. It's gonna take a good hour to two. Like if you in that joint 9:45, you feel me? Like, be ready to hold that bitch till like 12 p.m. Just keep that in your head. Like, hold it. Hold it. Oh, wait, is that a 4 hour structure you trying to get through? Can't get through? Bet. In that. Oh yeah. This joint in the oven till 12. That's it. Y'all got it. And remind me too, if I'm on a live call and I'm saying this is what I'm seeing, be like, Hans, don't forget. I'm like, oh shit, yeah. Activate me. You feel me? Like them keywords, they get me ready. They get me woken up. Cause sometimes I swear I don't know what's going on lately. Like, yeah, brain be a little foggy. I don't know. But again, when we know better, when we remember what once made us great, when we know like the effective setups that doesn't sit here just, you know, what's the word? Just choppying around, lily, whatever y'all be saying, lily dallying or whatever. Yeah. Them setups are the highest quality setups, man. Them 4 hour structure retests that can't break past. Yeah. Give me these anytime. Okay. Yeah. So that's about it, guys. That's about it. Any questions? Any questions? All right. What are y'all goals for the week? Any goals for the week?
To execute the right way.
Hmm. Execute the right way. I like
Good
that.
entries, patience.
Patience. Correct. Follow my rules. Quell's gangster ass talking about withdrawal. That's it. That's it. Withdrawal. The same things we were doing last week, Pinky. Taking over the world. Oh.
Same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world. The Pinky and the
Y'all remember this
Brain.
cartoon?
Yes, Pinky and the
Gee, Ray, what do you want to do tonight?
The same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world. The Pinky and the Brain. Yes, Pinky and the Brain. One is a genius, the other's insane. They're laboratory mice. Their genes have been spliced. They're Pinky and the Brain. Brain, 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 brain. Before each night is done, their plan.
Anyways, you guys get the picture. When they ask you guys what we doing this week, the same shit we've been doing every week. Withdraw, execute, that's it. Take over the world. And with that being said, you guys have a great night. Peace, love, and blessings. I'm out.
All right. Thank you.
All right, good night, boss.